Now, I'm out cold. I'm incapacitated. I just had to grab her. Something's going on. So, what do you do to get us on the ground?
Okay, so the first thing that I do is I go to procedures on here.
That was a great breakfast. What do you think, babe?
Yeah, it was really nice to like sit outside. I'm surprised that a lot of these other flying restaurants don't like have outdoor seating, so you can like, you know, watch the planes and stuff.
Yeah. So, for the Midwesterners, if you go to Clow Airport, Clow International, 1 Charlie 5 Charlie's Restaurant, great restaurant. They got JWA FBO here. They're really nice, very friendly. Met the guy from that.
I want to pop out ahead of you here, Kevin.
Yep, go right ahead.
Cool, good to see you guys. Nice to meet you.
And nice to see you too. We'll catch you soon.
That was, and I don't even mean this in a bad way. That was like one of the greasiest skillets I've ever had. It was
pretty that airplane.
Like greasy goodness.
Traffic Twin Cessna 466, Quebec, departing runway 36. We'll make a left turn to head back to the east. Cloud.
That 3-seater pop is
Look at this little...
like full. He's got like two little boys in the back and they're just tooling around here. Looking at everything.
This is like I'm on a dirt road or something.
They pretty skinny. Oh.
Yeah.
Taxiway.
Right by this lake. Alright, there he goes. I don't see anybody else in the pattern. I heard that guy call his calls and land. And then I don't see anybody else, do you?
Nope.
Nobody's on final, nobody's on the bases. Nobody's on downwind.
There are two behind us.
Cloud traffic, Twin Cessna 771 Bravo. Charlie's departing runway 36, VFR departure to the southwest, Cloud.
And Cessna 466, expect making that left turn off at 36 to come back down the backside to the east. Cloud.
What?
He said he's doing a left turn out something the east.
Oh. Alright,
Or
babe.
the east. Maybe he said the east.
You ready?
Yeah.
Airspeed's alive. 70. 80. 90. Rotate. Tap the brakes. Gear coming up. Climbing out at blue line.
Cloud traffic, Cherokee 8, Mike Lima, taking runway 36, departing to the north, Cloud. Traffic Twin Cessna 466, Quebec, just coming over south of the numbers on 36, I got the 310 off, Cloud.
Cloud traffic, Twin Cessna 1 Bravo. Charlie is turning left crosswind 36, BV departing the area to the southwest, Cloud. We've had some people asking us, can you use the autopilot for a non-pilot spouse to be able to safely, you know, get the airplane on the ground if the pilot becomes incapacitated? So, I say absolutely you can, but this is up to each individual flying family to figure out your own plan of attack. But I'm gonna do one with Jaime right now. Before she came out, I wrote down just a few little notes to keep in the glove box. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna skip some of this because we're not gonna alarm ATC. But what we're gonna do is I'm kind of just maneuvering out here southwest of the airport while we talk. I'm gonna show her one time how to select an approach, activate the approach, and make sure that the autopilot is following the approach correctly. So we're flying towards Aurora. I'm passed out. Plane's on autopilot. There's a lot of different scenarios. We can't go over every possible scenario. You know, how to turn on the autopilot, altitudes and stuff like that. You'll have to work on that on your own to kind of figure out how you guys want to operate. This is just what Jamie and I are doing. So right now we're heading towards Aurora, and I'm out. So on the FMS page, which is the page that we usually keep up, I just kind of made a little cheat sheet here. So you would hit the procedures button, and then we know that we're doing 9 at Aurora. So you tap 9, and then you push it again or hit enter to activate it. Now you have different initial approach fixes for 9. So we can select the one that we want, and we're just going to kind of toggle down through the screen, and we're looking to see which one makes the most sense. And from over here, where we're at right now, that jugger makes the most sense. So we're going to hit enter for jugger. And then it asks us over here if we want to activate the approach. We'll activate the approach. And so now the GPS you want to make sure is on nav mode if it's not already. So now we activated the approach, and we selected the approach, select the initial approach fix, activate the approach. The autopilot now.
If it wasn't already on nav mode, you just press the nav button.
Yeah, if it was on heading, push nav just to start turning towards the right direction. But now I want you to do 2 things. Push the approach button on the autopilot. So now that arms the approach mode.
November 462 Bravo Golf, cancel I for the
and then also 5 miles from, so we're definitely within 5 miles of the initial approach fix. Set the power for 21 inches. So you're going to reach up here, and I kind of already had it at 21 inches, but you're just going to slightly pull back on the power. Can you reach around the camera mount? Do that. Just very slightly pull back on the power. There you go.
Bravo Golf, did you say you were canceling now?
And then you kind of look to see where it ends up.
Do that. Let's cancel. 462
and right there, between 20 and 21. This is not exact science. Anything works. So, you know, right around 20, 21 inches works perfect.
4741, turn right direct Sicko, descend and maintain 2,500. Suits your discretion.
I'm going to tell her. Approach 1 Bravo Charlie. We're going to do the practice RNet of 9 into Aurora if you don't have traffic. We'll do it ourselves.
Say again?
Yeah, 1 Bravo Charlie's doing the practice RNAV 9. We'll do it ourselves, so if you can let the tower know.
1 Bravo Charlie, right.
Okay. So then the only other thing you need to do is at the initial approach fix, which is jugger, we want to lower the power to 18 inches. So now we just cross jugger. So reach back up there and very slowly pull this back until you see those 2 needles are at 18 inches. There you go. Perfect. And that's money. And then the only other thing that we have is 1 dot high, gear down, flaps first notch.
Airport, 1 o'clock and 12 miles.
So she knows the gear's here, and you just grab it, pull, and go down.
4741, clear to
and the flaps, there's the first notch is at that D10. You just pull the flap lever to right here. You just don't go full, you just go to the flap level. But you wait until we're 1 dot high on the glide slope.
Is it gonna like just stop right there?
Yep.
You have to push harder to make it go?
Yeah, you just push kind of a little bit harder to make it go past the gate. So the airplane's now turning us onto the final, which is exactly what we wanted. So you see the glide slope? It's coming down, you see that little needle?
Yeah.
You see the dots?
Yeah.
When that's 1 dot high, I just want you to reach over and grab the gear, pull it out and down. You can just reach right there.
I don't know what you mean by 1 dot high.
You see the dot?
Yeah.
You see that little magenta thing is slowly coming down?
November 1 Bravo Charlie, when you're established, you can contact the tower. They'll give you a south heading to come back out.
1 Bravo Charlie, see you in a bit. So right, do you see how that little thing that's coming down is 1 dot high right now? So reach up and grab the gear.
Yeah,
pull it
it's
out
on the
now.
2nd dot.
Perfect. And now push the flaps down to 10 degrees flaps. Right there. Perfect. Everything that you did, the power settings that you did, the gear and the flaps that you did, got us right here about 120. And now the glide slope's coming in. That's that little needle. If that needle is high, that means you need to fly high to get the glide slope. So that's why when it was 1 dot high, we got the gear and flaps so that we got the drag out, and the power setting is perfect. So now the autopilot's forcing the nose over to follow the glide slope, and we don't have to worry about overspeeding or underspeeding the airplane. At this power setting, it's going to be nice to get us in there. And everybody's going to have to look at your own equipment, what you have to offer. So we happen to have this full synthetic vision IFD 550, which also shows your course for both of those. But we're keeping that off now, so to not act like we're cheating.
31448 Romeo Alpha, hold short, runway 9er at taxiway Charlie.
What do you think though, babe? Got us right to the runway, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Pretty freaking sweet. Yeah. All you would have to do is turn off the autopilot, hit the red button, pull the throttles back and flare. Alright, I'm gonna kill it here.
Autopilot disconnect.
Now, I'm out cold. I'm incapacitated. I just had a grabber. Something's going on. So, what do you do to get us on the ground?
Okay, so the first thing that I do is I go to procedures on here. There's the procedure page, and I choose the approach that we're gonna do. I'm gonna go with the RNAV 9. RNAV 9. Whoops. Oh boy. There we go. I'm gonna press enter because that seems to work a little bit better. And then we are gonna select how we're gonna do that, where we're gonna start. And I'll find one that looks makes the most sense.
And approach Twin Cessna 1 Bravo Charlie. We're going to shoot the practice RNAV runway 9. We'll do it on our own if you could just give us flight following.
I don't have the camera here, so I don't know.
Sorry, it was Twin Cessna 1 Bravo Hotel. Are you the one that's 10 south of Aurora?
Yeah, it's 1 Bravo Charlie. We're squawking 5172 at 3.5. We have uniform. We're going to shoot the practice RNAV 9 VFR.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I thought you just said 1 Bravo Hotel a second there ago. All right, yeah, proceed as requested.
1 Bravo Charlie, Wilco, thank you.
Okay, it looked like Jugger was the best one to go to, so that's the one I selected. And now I'm going to activate approach.
Okay.
Which is right here. And then I'm going to do press approach on the autopilot, which should have nav in there. If it doesn't have nav, then you got to press nav first. And now it's going to take us to Jugger. When we're 5 miles from Jugger, I'm going to pull the power back to 21. This is a 5 mile ring here.
3005 Mike, traffic 1
that's how
o'clock, 3
I'll know
miles
when we're
northeast
5
on
from
3000
Jugger.
indicated.
The outside one is a 10 and the inside one is a 5, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So we got a little bit ways to go. I feel like we're almost 5 miles from it. So, I'll pull this back a smidge.
South 4432, Chicago departure, radar connect.
Right about there. And
3785, runway 4 right.
Doing awesome, babe.
I'll pull it back some more when we
05
get...
Mike, your traffic's now
Jugger.
12, almost 1 o'clock and a mile, northeast on at 3. Southwest 4432, climb maintain 4000 and
Not
contact
matching.
departure 126.62.
So they're each...
I want them to match.
Yeah, so then pull the left one back just a little bit. You can see the L and the R. Although, again, if I'm dead over here, this isn't an exact science.
Yeah.
All we're doing is getting the airplane on the ground.
3785, turn right heading 290.
I think when the airplane starts turning, that means I'm over Jugger.
Excellent.
Once we get straight here, I'll start looking for these dots.
Yep.
Skyline 801, descend to maintain 4000.
I don't know
That-
that one.
801.
That's letting you know that it's locked into the...
So Jet 572,
Runway's
maintain
inside. I feel
5000.
like maybe we should
Or exit deposit.
follow Aurora pretty soon. Oh, dots moving.
Turning Alpha, turning on midfield, left downwind.
Number 3 Lima Alpha, roger. Runway 9er, wind 09 at 10, gust 19er. Here, cleared to land. You're inside traffic on about an 8 mile funnel.
Okay, we'll just go straight to the numbers then. 3 mile forward.
One dot high now, so I'm gonna put the gear down. And the flaps.
Good job, baby. This is so cool that after just a little couple of times, after seeing it, talking about it twice, and then you're able to do this, you could get us on the ground totally safely now. I mean, who cares if the plane flies again or not? It's going to be a rough landing.
Yeah.
Maybe you grease it on. But everybody lives if they're not already dead in the airplane. In my case, I'm dead, but... Or maybe I'm just unconscious.
You're not dead. Stop saying that.
But lightly stay with me. When I turn the autopilot off, just lightly stay with me just to kind of see what the sight picture and the yoke feels like as we flare.
Right downwind for runway 09er, reporting midfield, 52 Alpha.
1 Bravo Charlie, 4 mile final.
Number 771 Bravo Charlie, Aurora Tower, runway 9er, wind 070 at 9er, gusting to gusting to 43. You are clear to land.
1 Bravo Charlie, clear to land, runway 9, and can you say the winds one more time?
Yeah, the wind's currently 070 at 11, gusting to 43.
Gusting to 43. Okay, 1 Bravo Charlie. That's got to be an anomaly.
That's
I don't see trees bending.
crazy.
I mean, our airspeed is only 110 knots. Yeah, it's a little bit slow, but not that much.
Instant winds reading 060 at 18.
Okay, thank you much. This thing flies us so smoothly right to the runway. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
This is great.
I guess before I would do that, I need to press the red button.
Yep. So, you know, right about here,
Yep.
we're pushing the red button. The plane's still trimmed just fine. It starts getting a little heavy on the controls, but and then you just keep this sight picture coming, and then right about here, you start pulling back on the throttle, and you start flaring, and you just want to try to just not hit the runway fast. That's all we're doing here. We knew we were going to float a bit because we came in pretty fast on the approach, but it was a nice smooth landing. So that's all you're doing is just arresting the descent. Regardless of whether or not the plane works great again, I feel confident that you can get us down safely.
1 Bravo Charlie, you can exit right on Charlie, taxiway, taxi to parking, monitor ground on your way in.
1 Bravo Charlie, right on Charlie, and going to Skyhaven. Monitor ground, we'll see you.
Roger.
Of course, you weren't expecting to do the radio calls and I throw them at you. You gotta be action-packed, ready to go, babe.
When you say a phrase like "chop the throttle," that sounds to me like I would just go. Phew.
Yeah.
But you did it all slow and easy.
I did it all slow and easy because I want the airplane to kiss the ground nicely.
Runway 9er, wind 090 at 10, gust to 43, clear for the option.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're doing your first twin Cessna landing ever while I'm slumped over here dead in the seat, we don't need it to be soft. You can plan it on there nice. All you got to do is make sure the power's off and arrest the descent weight just a little bit, you know, just planning it's fine. And then as soon as you get down on the, as soon as you're down on the runway, right? You know, the feet control your left to right, right? If I want to turn right, I push the right pedal down. If I want to turn left, I push the left pedal, right?
Yeah.
So you're kind of doing that, but all you got to do is pull these two red knobs all the way back, kills the engines. Pulling those two red knobs, like we do every time we shut down, kills the engines. That's all you got to do.
Okay.
Once you're on the ground, just grab those two red knobs. Nothing else matters.
Got it.
Good job, babe.
Nailed it.
You did nail it. That was awesome.
Just gotta add like the last little part to my checklist and I'll be good to go.
Full disclosure here, here's our asterisks. Nobody watch what we just did and think that that was flight instruction. That was not flight instruction. That was not suggestions. That was not us telling you what you guys should do. We've had some people contact us about, could the STEC get you on the ground? A spouse a non-pilot spouse, could they use this STEC 3100 to get us safely on the ground? That made me think with Jaime, who clearly knows the air traffic system inside and out, knows aviation very well, who's not a pilot, could she do it? So I thought, hey, let's do our own version of this. So we did a quick talk to about how to do the GPS. We spent 5 minutes talking about that. We tried one approach, and then we came back around after we ate breakfast at Clow, and she did it all by herself. Did everything perfect. Selected the approach, selected the initial approach fix, had the autopilot, armed the approach mode of the autopilot, and then she did the appropriate power settings. I did something very simple. With the 21 inches, 5 miles from the IAF, 18 inches at the IAF,
turn left on runway
1 knot high on the glide slope, then gear and approach flaps, and that's it. It'll fly straight to the runway, and then all she has to do on short final is turn off the autopilot, flare, pull the throttle back. She feels comfortable with that. I feel confident that A, the plane probably would be fine, but B, everybody in the plane will be fine.
Yeah.
All this,
Felt comfy?
Yeah, that
Makes you
was
feel
cool.
a little better?
Yeah.
Back to,
Awesome.
Niner.
Thanks to everyone for watching the channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. That's the biggest thank you that you can give us. We appreciate you guys. And we have, what do we have coming up next, babe?
I don't know.
Oshkosh,
Maybe go to see my
backing up
parents.
before that. Oh yeah, we
backing
definitely
out
gotta go.
Oshkosh, Tennessee. Those things
Go
are
see the
all
parents.
in the near future.
Somewhere, where would we land in Tennessee when we go see the Rents?
I forget. It's somewhere. It's the little airport that's between Chattanooga and Knoxville.
Like right before you get to the mountains.
I forget exactly. Yeah, I forget exactly what that is. But see you guys around soon. Thanks again for everything.